Hi, I'm Eric Jackson. It's July 9th, and today we're launching a Plan B campaign against Motorola. Together, with your support, we can make a difference and turn this company around and make it again the worldwide leader in communications. When we started our campaign against Yahoo 7 months ago, no one gave us a chance. But together, every shareholder, whether they had 10 or 10,000 shares, putting their ideas and their thoughts together and drafting a Plan B and sending it to that company, we did make a difference. We think we can do it again with Motorola, and we think Motorola is a great company that could use this support from its shareholders. The reasons are pretty clear. It's been a difficult last few years. The company's PE has dropped from 38 to 16 over Ed Zander's tenure. He's delivered total shareholder returns of 13.5% over that time, which compares to 35% for the S&P 500 and 38% for Nokia. So it's frustrating as a individual investor or an institutional investor to look at that and say you could have had a 3x return had you simply put your money into an S&P 500 index rather than putting it in Motorola. But beyond that, the big problem is that, of course, with the Razr and the fact that the company did not prepare for a successor line of phones and smartphones. For a day when Razr was just not as popular. It was not the hot phone. And we've been painfully living through that over the last 3 quarters, and we're about to go into a 4th quarter of that. There are cost controls that can be put in place, but there is really nothing there in terms of the next generation of phones. The current phones that the management team promised at the annual meeting in May would lead to a turnaround this year have now all been released, and in our opinion, and we think in consumers and in Wall Street's opinion, the results have been ho-hum. We think, therefore, that some more aggressive steps are needed. We don't think that it's the right thing to sell your shares. We don't think that you should wait to see what this management team turns in for performance over the next 6 months. We think there's a better way, a third way, and that is by banding together and getting behind a Plan B for the company. There's a draft plan which was released today on our wiki, which is motorola.wikia.com, where you can go in and read it. It's a 5-point plan, and also edit it. Add your comments to it. Make your suggestions. We did that with Yahoo, and we heard some great ideas from our supporters. The plan is very straightforward. We're asking for the removal of Ed Zander, and you can see the reasons why in the plan. We're asking for the removal of 4 of the 11 directors because they were around on this board over 10 years ago when the company lived through almost exactly the same crisis with the StarTAC phone, the analog phone, when the company didn't prepare for the day when digital phones would be only what consumers and carriers wanted. We're living through that again. We think those 4 members of the board should have given a heads up to management that this could have happened. And we think some new blood would be warranted. Point number 3 of our plan is we think that the new people that are added to the board should have predominantly experience within the industries or areas, markets that Motorola competes against. We also think that they should have a track record of business success. We think that Edward Lampert of ESL Investments, who disclosed a stake in the company in May, would be an ideal director and one that should be offered a spot on the board. We'd like to hear management articulate a much more explicit and compelling strategy and vision for the company. To date, it's been the catchphrase, seamless mobility. That's a concept, it's not a strategy. And to lead an effective turnaround, there must be a much clearer strategy put forward. Of course, there must be cost controls, which management has overly focused on, in our opinion, in terms of their comments. We think the biggest thing that has been missing and the most important part of a turnaround plan needs to be new product design. These new phones from Motorola simply aren't exciting the consumers and the business users who they are designed at. And therefore, we need a change. We need labs to deliver big-time, new, exciting designs. And we've seen the impact that can have with one of our competitors over the last few weeks. Finally, there needs to be a permanent head named for the mobile devices business. The former head left in February, and there is still not a permanent head. It's now led by 5 people, 2 interim co-heads, plus the CEO, plus the CFO, plus the COO. That is too confusing and not an effective structure. Too many cooks leading the most important division within the company. We need your thoughts. We need your ideas. So go to the wiki to participate. We also need you to pledge your support. And you can go to our partner pledge site, which is at youchoose.net/pledge/Motorola Plan B. Together we can make a difference. Together we can help this great company be great again. Nothing would make us prouder and happier for all of the employees, all of the users and of course all of the shareholders of Motorola. Thanks for your support, and we look forward to giving you updates as we move along.